So while we're on transport, I've got a question from Claire, and she's asking what happened to the Tramlink Sutton extension.
So this was a proposal that we took very seriously some years ago. The idea was to extend the Tramlink from Wimbledon down to Sutton. We wanted it down as far as the Cancer Hub in Belmont, but the initial plan was to have it at least down to central Sutton. Transport for London and the Mayor at the time, they made us jump through an awful lot of hoops. They asked us to do huge amounts of consultation. We did them all. We proved that over 80% of the people in our borough were in favour of this. And then sadly, the money ran out. Not our money, Transport for London. We can't afford to pay for this. We expect Transport for London and the Mayor's office to fund these big infrastructure projects that are going to make such a difference to people. I don't see local boroughs having to fund the Jubilee line, the extension of the Bakerloo. That's all coming out of mayoral funds. The Tramlink was definitely on TfL, Transport for London's business plan, but then money got tight and sadly it has now fallen off the edge. So when I speak to the Commissioner, when I meet him quite soon, I'm going to be talking to him about practical things that we can do here in Sutton to improve public transport. First of all, he needs to stop cutting services. He's told everyone he's going to increase services, and yet the 213, the frequency of that important bus route is going to be cut, so they need to stop that. We need to think about how we can reintroduce that demand responsive bus that we had immediately before the COVID pandemic hit. It was the Go Sutton bus, and it was becoming very popular. People were able to use it because they could call the bus where they lived rather than having to go to a bus stop, which can be quite a distance from your own home. So that was becoming more and more popular. But for me, I think the winning argument, we need to talk about the overground. The overground runs on the existing rail network, get my words right. So we need to talk to the Mayor about how we're going to improve public transport. We want the sort of public transport that other parts of London get. We pay for it. We're paying for the extension to the Bakerloo line. We're paying for a possible extension to the Northern line, which isn't coming to Sutton. We have rights too, and we expect that money to be invested in our borough. I actually asked the Mayor, Simon, I said, so if you're going to start charging people, will all those fines be invested in our borough? And the answer was no. So we really need to look them in the eye and say, we've had enough of this. We demand the sort of public transport the rest of London gets, and let's start with the overground and see if that will be at least one step in the right direction.